Hey, welcome back, rankers. It's getting cold. Winter is coming, really. And I want to talk to you a little bit about this today. Look, it's more about making use of your existing traffic, making sure that you're not annoying existing people who are trying to buy from you. Because by and large, as I've said in the last few months, that's a lot of what we find. And by the way, I'm wearing the PubCon shirt today because speaking of PubCon again this year in Vegas, October. I'll give you the full dates closer and the paper that I'm doing. However, this is just another one. Now, this change was actually analysed by one of our digital business consultants, and nothing to do with me. And he'd gone in and picked this up and said, this is got to be killing sales. And he was right. So what I'm seeing here, and when we first posted this data, I only had about a week's worth of data, and I posted it on LinkedIn, and I forget who it was, but they said, really, a week's worth of data, you got to make a call on that? And it wasn't so much that I was making a call on that week's worth of data. It was that we had made this change and we'd seen immediate upticks in revenue. We didn't know whether it was going to last or what extent it would increase revenue, but we knew it was working. To what extent, we didn't know how much. Well, now we know because we've got a bigger sample size. And of course, over the course of the year, you're going to get a better idea, right? But other things happen to the site during that time as well. But when you're trying to isolate a change and its effect, you're best to watch it like a hawk. Establish a sample size. Like for us, this person made the comment, "Oh, a week, is that enough?" Well, it was it was like 3,500 sessions. So for this site, that was enough to make a call on. It was a big enough percentage. When I have a look at this, and it was 10% of whatever we were looking at the time, so a fair enough sample size. So what we're looking at here is this client, and what I've got up here in this graph is users versus revenue. So we made the change on the 11th of April, so I'm looking before the 11th of April up until today, and I'm looking at users versus revenue because it's important to have a look at the revenue graphs inside Google Analytics across your separate channels. And the reason for this is you can see that some channels might be a bit lumpy, or you might find that you're getting more sales through some channels at a certain time of the week, a certain time of the day, whole range of things, depending on the category you're in and those sorts of things. So I like to actually go and have a look and do that. But so the revenue's up 52%. Now, the areas where it's really interesting is the ones where we don't have any more traffic, like email, right? So email is down 14% on traffic, and normally your email is going to convert better than your other channels because it's from people that know you. But in this case, it's 95% up on the last email that was done. And you can see there the traffic for the email is down. But the e-commerce transaction rate is up 111%, and that could be higher, right? 0.7% for an email is terrible. And there's a lot there to do. You can see organic is up 4% in traffic, but 88% in revenue. CPC up slightly, 9%, but 95% in revenue. So all of these things together, you begin to see a pattern. You go, okay, I understand. And every one of these changes that we do now it's basically an iterative approach. So we've made that one. We'll let that one sit. It's had a couple of weeks. Leave it another week, see what happens. And then we can go and make some assessments about where we can either get more revenue, make the next change, get more traffic. But I think right now for this client, for instance, you look at that email conversion rate and you can see just with the change at the site that we made, it has increased revenue from email by 97%. But we haven't looked at the emails yet, right? So you've got less people clicking or opening the email or coming to the email, but you've doubled your revenue and we haven't actually looked at the email. So that is our next area where we should look at because that represents, I think, the biggest revenue uptick. So for instance, if we're getting 2,500 or 3,000 people coming to your email and you're only getting 0.7%, I mean, all these conversion rates are terrible, right? in the grand scheme of things, and we know why, and they could all be a lot better. But 0.7, I reckon we should be able to get that up to at least 1.5. So that means we double that revenue again, right? So that would be the plan. Now, I'm not going to tell the client I'm going to try to do that because I've got to work out whether I could do it first. And then we'll have that discussion with the client. And the things that can stop this happening is the client's reluctance to make changes to their email, to the way that they email, giving you access, all those sorts of things. So just remember, if you're doing this in-house or if you're doing this for yourself, have a look at the little things. Have a look at the things that make it hard for you to buy from your own site. Get your family and friends to have a go. Basically, we're like mystery shoppers for a digital store. So that's what we do. So you can do that on your own site as well and get a feel for things and how things are working and aren't working. Make sure you try it on different devices. Do it on tablet, do it on mobile, do it on desktop, do it on different browsers. But have a play with your site as though you are someone who doesn't know your site or hasn't used it before. And quite often, a lot of business owners have not used their own site to make a purchase. You really should. Hopefully that's helpful. And remember, we're teaching all of this at Retail Global at the end of May. Incidentally, the workshop's selling up fast. Sorry, I didn't realise there's not many seats left. I think there's only a few left. So get onto retailglobal.com.au if you are a retailer. No agencies, sorry. And we'll see you there. Thanks very much, everyone.